Hi, this is Brian. Welcome back to my shop and welcome back to my channel. Today, I think I'm tackling the last task on restoring George's Little Genius 14-inch plow. You know, I started restoring this plow about last Thanksgiving. Of course, George is no longer with us. We were going to do it together. I worked on it throughout the winter when I could. And now I have it in front of my house. I'm doing the last bits to it. And in the last video, I was going to re-sleeve the Furrowside Hub. So let's walk over to the plow and see how it turned out. It's a pretty nice day here in Minnesota, and the plow is sitting out my driveway. And the task was to deal with this Furrowside Hub, because the spindle is fairly worn. Not so much on the top, but on the bottom. And I once thought I was just going to leave it, but that made me nervous, so I decided to re-sleeve it. And I was out on the farm this weekend. My son Adam has a machine shop, and we bored this hub and then pressed in a piece of 1 3/4 by 1.5 DOM tubing. And it was a little bit harder to do than I thought because the lathe couldn't grab. It's just not big enough lathe. So we had to grab it by this and then tried to use the steady rest here, but this is tapered, so the steady rest had a difficult time. But we actually got it, and we pressed in the tube. And of course the tube is drilled. You don't have to worry about it. The tube is drilled so the grease will come through. But look now how nice this fits. This is OMG kind of stuff. This is incredibly nice. This is every bit as good as factory. So I'm really glad that the decision was made to re-sleeve it. Yes, it took us 3 hours instead of 1 hour. And it took a small piece of tubing, actually 2 pieces of tubing, because the United States Post Office lost one of the pieces. But here we are, and it's done. If you remember from my other video, the land side wheel was nice and tight. I think that had probably been replaced at one time, but I didn't have any work to do on the land side wheel whatsoever. And now, this furrow side, I think it's done. All I need to do is put it together. And that's easy to do. Well, assembling that hub is going to wrap up this project. A little bit of paint touch-up work to do. It sure was fun working on this. I wish George was here to help. That's what the plan was. And remember, this is the plow that George pulled as a young man in 1944 and 1945 and beyond in southern Minnesota, with the Farm All H, which we now have. So the plan is we're going to reunite this plow with our tractor and plow with it just the way George did when he was a young man in southern Minnesota. You know, the other thing I have to mention is the governor. Now this is an M governor that I'm rebuilding. In fact, it's fully rebuilt. I'm just going to do some adjustments to it. It is very low friction and absolutely slop-free. Well, I also rebuilt the governor for our Farm All H, and I put that rebuilt governor on this week. OMG, what a difference a tight governor makes. It's like that tractor has a new engine. It's like the personality of the tractor totally changed. Rebuilding the governor and the hundreds of dollars that it takes was so worth it. The H is just incredible now with that tight governor. So now when we go plowing later on this year, the H should perform well because it has a really nice and tight governor. And it's no secret I rebuild carburetors too, and of course our H has a very nice carburetor on it. So it is ready to go to work, and it's going to pull George's plow, and we're going to plow. Well, thank you for watching. I hope the next video is actually out in the field with the tractor and the plow. And that'll probably be later fall. There's a lot going on with myself and my family this summer. But towards the end of the season, I intend to take the plow out to the farm and hook it up to the H and do some plowing. and I'll most certainly make a video of the H and the plow at work. So once again, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.